How's it going, guys? Sanitary here. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. So today's video, I wanted to actually answer a viewer question. And I was actually thinking about this topic before this viewer, and I think her name is Caroline. I think that's her name. I was thinking about doing this topic anyway, and she asked the question, so it was meant to be, right? So the question, I don't have the comment, I don't have my laptop with me, but basically Caroline had asked me, is it a valid concern that although she's losing inches off her waist, the scale is not budging in the right direction? Meaning, even though she's losing the inches, the scale on the number is not going down, and that could be a little bit perplexing, right? You would think that if you start losing inches off your waist and your clothes fit better, that the scale should be moving in the right direction. Well, to answer that question, Caroline, and to anyone else who has this dilemma, I wouldn't worry too much, and the reason is that the scale is just one measure of your body composition. The scale doesn't take into account if you're holding a little bit more some water weight. It doesn't take into account if maybe your sodium intake's a little bit higher and you're holding a little bit more water retention. The scale doesn't take into account muscle. When you think of a woman gaining muscle, I'm not talking about the roided out, steroid enhanced women bodybuilders. You can have lean muscle as a female, and it doesn't have to be popping out. That's one of the biggest pet peeves of mine. Some women, I'm not trying to pick on you gals, but are a little bit misconstrued when it comes to building muscle. You can have lean muscle and not look like a complete freak, and you probably don't even realize it, but when you have a lot more lean muscle, the scale might actually not budge in the right direction, despite feeling better, despite having a little bit more tone on your body, despite your clothes fitting better. Now, this doesn't mean that you should totally ignore the scale, but I wouldn't be one of those people, or I wouldn't recommend people weighing themselves like every single day. The other thing you got to take into account is, are you weighing yourself during the same time? If you're weighing yourself, or let me backtrack a little bit. This is a classic example that I'm about to give you how the scale can be totally misleading. Some people, they don't know. They will weigh themselves in the morning, and then during the day, and then in the nighttime. That's absolutely totally inaccurate, because you can, or your weight can fluctuate tremendously after a huge meal. So that's definitely misleading. Although it is an indication of your weight, it's not the only thing that you should go by. I recommend you going by how you look in the mirror. How do you feel? Are your clothes fitting better? And take some progress pics once a month or something. And then if you want to, and most people are probably not going to be able to afford it, or but if you want to, you can actually go in to a medical center, and they can do an advanced a test to measure your body composition, how much muscle, how much is fat. That could be a little bit pricey. I don't think that's necessary, but if you're really curious, you can do that. But in a nutshell, don't get too discouraged about the scale. Like I said, it doesn't take into account the water retention. It doesn't take into account increased muscle. Just know that the progress pics look good. You look good in the mirror, and you're losing inches off your waist, and your energy level is going up. The scale will eventually start to go in the right direction. It may not go at the rate that you want it, but don't get too obsessed with that, because it's just a number. And that whole saying of be careful what you wish for, you may be fixated on a certain weight, let's say 110 pounds. And let's say you're just obsessed with that 110 pounds, and then you actually get down to 110 pounds. And you look in the mirror and you just look completely gaunt, and you lost some of your curves. This can essentially happen. So if you already feel good and you look good, and you had this number fixated in your head because that's what the media told you, or you're fixated on this number because that's what you were in high school, that's not the complete best way to go, because as you get older, especially women, because you're going to be childbearing, your hips are going to get a little bit wider. You can't always have the same physique as you were in high school, but I digress. So Caroline and or whoever else watches this video, just keep up the good work. Don't worry too much about the scale. Use it as a gauge, but like I said, use the other things that I mentioned in this video to determine how well you're doing, and you should be okay. That's it for this video. And quickly, if you do have a subscriber question, leave the questions down below. I can't guarantee you that I can do all responses in video form, but I will definitely try to get back to you. That's only because sometimes it might be a topic that I've already discussed and I can link you a video, but it doesn't hurt to ask. I'm here to definitely try to help everyone, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.